He was the calmest man in the building. When the boss yelled, he smiled. When news channels screamed of chaos, he muted them and brewed tea. They said he was unshakable, a rock among the rushing, but rocks don't breathe. His name was Michael Caine, 43, father, engineer, collector of unread books on mindfulness. His calm wasn't peace, it was anesthesia. He wore serenity like armor, polished, admired, but airtight. And inside, something was quietly suffocating. Every morning he repeated the same ritual: cold shower, black coffee, and the whisper, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Marcus Aurelius said that 2,000 years ago, and Michael turned it into scripture. He controlled everything: calories, emotions, tone of voice. He even apologized before people could accuse him of anger. When layoffs swept the company, he congratulated the fired men on new beginnings. When his wife said she felt alone, he smiled, as if empathy could be outsourced to silence. America applauded him. He was the man who handled things well. But apathy, disguised as virtue, is still decay, just slower, quieter, more polite. The fracture began with a child's scream. His daughter, 14, slammed her phone on the kitchen floor. Her best friend had killed himself. Michael said softly, "Pain passes, sweetheart. You'll be stronger for it." She stared at him, eyes wet, voice trembling. "You don't feel anything, Dad. You're like a ghost that breathes." He froze. Something in her voice, grief mixed with disgust, pierced through his composure. For the first time in decades, he felt heat rise in his chest. Rage. Or maybe recognition. That night, he couldn't sleep. He stared into the bathroom mirror, watching the reflection of a man who had mastered calm so perfectly that he no longer existed within it. He walked without direction until the city blurred. Behind a gas station, he met a homeless veteran, grey beard, trembling hands. The man was burning papers in a tin barrel, photographs, medals, a marriage license. Michael asked, "Why burn them?" The man smiled through the smoke. "To see if anything left could still feel like me." Michael asked, "Did you find peace?" The man laughed, harsh, alive. "Peace? No, I found truth." People like you confuse control with courage. You think calm saves you, but a calm man who fears his own fire, he burns slower, deeper, lonelier. The words lodged like shrapnel in Michael's mind. When he blinked, the man was gone. Or maybe he'd never been there. The next evening, the company announced another downsizing. Michael's name was on the list. He walked home under the rain, the city lights bending on wet pavement like ghosts applauding. Inside his apartment, he stood still, then suddenly hurled his coffee mug across the wall. It shattered, a sound both violent and holy. For the first time, he didn't apologize. He didn't breathe through it. He just felt it. Raw, ugly, alive. He screamed until his throat burned, until every quiet year inside him cracked open. And when silence returned, he realized something terrifying. He wasn't broken. He was reborn. The next morning, he didn't meditate. He didn't whisper quotes. He just sat listening to the rain without the need to rename it serenity. He remembered the veteran's words, his daughter's tears, his own reflection. He saw it now. Stoicism had taught him to endure life. But endurance without emotion is survival, not living. Peace, he thought, was never the goal. It was the consequence of facing chaos without retreat. He had mistaken numbness for mastery. Now he wanted something better, to burn and not turn to ash. Months passed. He found smaller work, a repair job at a community college. He earned less, but he started laughing at small things. The way students lied about deadlines, the smell of engine oil on his hands. He began talking again to his wife, his daughter, even strangers. He still read meditations, but no longer as commandments, as conversations. When someone cried, he didn't quote wisdom. He sat with them, let silence mean presence, not escape. He no longer sought to master his heart, only to serve it. He once lived like a stone, mistaking it for a mountain. Now he lived like fire, not to destroy, but to illuminate. And as dawn spilled across the city's cracked skyline, he whispered to no one, "Peace isn't the prize of control. It's the courage to feel and remain."